Think and Grow Rich, 1937, is a self-help book that explores the power of the mind and how we can harness this power to attain financial success. American author Napoleon Hill spent 25 years in research, analyzing thousands of people to understand how the wealthiest individuals of his time achieved success. The Think and Grow Rich philosophy follows a set of 13 principles that contain the secret to wealth. As soon as you master these principles and begin to apply them, you will be able to shift your mind from failure consciousness to success consciousness. In other words, you will attain the power to direct your mind towards achieving your goals and improving your financial status. Insights from Introduction and Chapter 1. Number 1. Thoughts are truly powerful. When mixed with the definiteness of purpose, persistence, and desire, they can be translated into riches or other material objects. Desire is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. Number 2. Desire is thus the first step to riches. The method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical actions. The first action is fixing in our minds the exact amount of money we desire. Number 3. The second action is determining exactly what we intend to give in return for the money we desire. Number 4. The third action is establishing a definite date when we intend to possess the money we desire. Number 5. Fourth, we must create a definite plan for carrying out our desire and begin immediately, whether or not we are ready to put this plan into action. Number 6. Fifth, we must write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money we intend to acquire, name the time limit for its acquisition, state what we intend to give in return for the money, and clearly describe the plan through which we intend to accumulate it. Number 7. Finally, we must read our written statement aloud twice daily, once before going to bed and once after waking up. As we read, we must see, feel, and believe ourselves already in possession of the money. Number 8. The successful completion of these 6 actions requires sufficient imagination to enable us to understand that accumulation of money cannot be left to luck. We must realize that all who have accumulated great fortunes first did a certain amount of dreaming, desiring, and planning before they acquired money. Insights from Chapter 2. Number 1. The second step to acquiring riches is faith. Faith is a state of mind that may be induced by affirmations or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind. Number 2. Whatever we repeat to ourselves, even if the statement is false, we will eventually accept as true. Moreover, we will believe it to be the truth. Number 3. You can convince your subconscious mind that you believe you will receive that for which you ask. Your subconscious mind will act upon that belief, then pass it back to you in the form of faith, followed by definite plans for procuring that which you desire. Number 4. The subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent a thought impulse of a negative or destructive nature just as readily as it will act upon thought impulses of a positive or constructive nature. Number 5. Those who believe themselves doomed to poverty and failure are the creators of their misfortunes. Their negative belief is picked up by their subconscious mind and translated into its physical equivalent. Number 6. Your faith is the element that determines the action of your subconscious mind. There is nothing to hinder you from deceiving your subconscious mind when giving it instructions through autosuggestion. Insights from Chapter 3. Number 1. Autosuggestion is the third step to acquiring riches. Autosuggestion is essentially the agency of communication between that part of the mind where conscious thought takes place and that which serves as the seat of action for the subconscious mind. Number 2. The dominating thoughts that we permit to remain in the conscious mind will reach and influence the subconscious mind through the law of autosuggestion. No thought, whether positive or negative, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of autosuggestion. Number 3. All sense impressions which are perceived through the 5 senses are captured and processed by the conscious thinking mind and may be either passed on to the subconscious mind or rejected at will. Number 4. Communicate the object of your desire directly to your subconscious mind in a spirit of absolute faith. Through repetition of this procedure, you voluntarily create thought habits that are favorable to your efforts to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent. Number 5. It's of utmost importance to keep in mind that your subconscious mind only recognizes and acts upon thoughts that have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. Plain, unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. Number 6. Your ability to use the law of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession. Number 7. When you demand and expect money, your subconscious mind will hand over the plans you need. Be on the alert for these plans, and when they appear, put them into action immediately. When the plans appear, they will probably flash into your mind in the form of inspiration. Insights from Chapter 4. Number 1. The fourth step to riches is specialized knowledge. There are two kinds of knowledge. One is general, the other specialized. General knowledge, no matter how great in quantity or variety it may be, is of little use in the accumulation of money. Number 2. Before you can be sure of your ability to transform desire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge of the service, merchandise, or profession which you intend to offer in return for fortune and success. Number 3. First of all, decide the sort of specialized knowledge you require and the purpose for which it is needed. To a large extent, your major purpose in life, the goal to which you are working, will help determine what knowledge you need. Number 4. Your next move requires that you have accurate information concerning dependable sources of knowledge. The more important of these are your own experience and education, or the experience and education available through the cooperation of others. This knowledge can be acquired through a university, books, or special training courses. Number 5. As knowledge is acquired, it must be organized and put into use for a definite purpose through practical plans. Knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application toward some worthy goal. Number 6. Successful people in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose, business, or profession. There is one weakness in people for which there is no remedy, and it is a lack of ambition. Number 7. Those who stop studying merely because they have finished school are forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity, no matter their calling. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. Insights from Chapter 5. Number 1. The fifth step to riches is imagination. Imagination is the power of creation. It is the creative faculty of the mind. It is the power by which we create our own lives and by which we create our future. Desire is the impulse that gets it started. Number 2. The imaginative faculty functions in two forms. The first one is synthetic imagination. Through this faculty, we can arrange old concepts, ideas, or plans into new combinations. This faculty merely works with the material of experience, education, and observation with which it is fed. It is mostly used by inventors. Number 3. The second faculty is creative imagination. It is the faculty through which hunches and inspirations are received. It is by this faculty that all basic or new ideas are handed over to us. This faculty functions best when the conscious mind is stimulated through the emotion of a strong desire. Number 4. While synthetic imagination is used most frequently in the process of transforming the impulse of desire into money, you may face situations that demand the use of creative imagination as well. Number 5. Your imaginative faculty may have become weak through inaction. It can be revived and made alert through use. Center your attention, for the time being, on developing synthetic imagination. Number 6. Transforming the intangible impulse of desire into the tangible reality of money calls for the use of a plan or plans which must be formed with the aid of imagination, mainly synthetic imagination. Insights from Chapter 6. Number 1. Organized planning is the sixth step to riches. A definite practical plan is needed for the transformation of desire into its monetary equivalent. To build a practical plan, you must first ally yourself with people who can help you create and carry out your plan for the accumulation of money. Number 2, before forming this group of people, decide what advantages and benefits you may offer the individual members of your group in return for their cooperation. After all, no one will work indefinitely without some form of compensation. Number 3, you must then arrange to meet with the members of your group at least twice a week until you have jointly perfected the necessary plans for the accumulation of money. It's important to maintain perfect harmony between yourself and every member of your group. Number 4, no individual has sufficient experience, education, native ability, and knowledge to ensure the accumulation of a great fortune without the cooperation of other people. Every plan you adopt in your endeavor to accumulate wealth should be the joint creation of yourself and every other member of your group. Number 5, you may originate your own plans, either in whole or in part, but you must see that those plans are checked and approved by the members of your group. Number 6, the most intelligent individual cannot succeed in any undertaking without plans which are practical and workable. When your plans fail, remember that temporary defeat is not permanent failure. It may only mean that your plans have not been sound. Build other plans. Start over again. Number 7, people only meet with failure when there is a lack of persistence. Thomas Edison was met with temporary defeat 10,000 times before he perfected the incandescent electric light bulb. Insights from Chapter 7. Number 1. Analysis of several hundred people who had accumulated fortunes well beyond the $1 million mark found that every one of them had the habit of reaching decisions promptly and of changing these decisions slowly if and when they were changed. Decision is thus the 7th step to riches. Number 2. People who fail to accumulate money, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly and of changing these decisions quickly and often. Procrastination, the opposite of decision, is a common enemy that practically every individual must conquer. Number 3. The majority of people who fail to accumulate money sufficient for their needs are, in general, easily influenced by the opinions of others. They permit the newspapers and the gossiping of others to do their thinking for them. Opinions are the cheapest commodities on earth. Number 4. If you are influenced by others' opinions when you reach decisions, you will not succeed in any undertaking, much less in that of transmuting your desire into money. If you are too easily influenced by the opinions of others, you will have no desire of your own. Number 5. Keep your own counsel by reaching your own decisions and following them. Take no one into your confidence except the members of your group, and be very sure in your selection of this group that you choose only those who will be in complete sympathy and harmony with your purpose. Number 6. You have a mind of your own. Use it and reach your own decisions. If you need information from other people to help you to reach decisions, acquire these facts or secure the information you need quietly without disclosing your purpose. Genuine wisdom is usually conspicuous through modesty and silence. Number 7. Keep in mind that every person with whom you associate is also seeking the opportunity to accumulate money. If you talk about your plans too freely, another person may beat you to your goal by putting into action ahead of you the plans of which you talked unwisely. Insights from Chapter 8. Number 1. Persistence is the 8th step to riches. The basis of persistence is the power of will. Willpower and desire, when properly combined, make an irresistible pair. Number 2. If you find yourself lacking in persistence, this weakness may be remedied by building a stronger fire under your desires. Build a definite plan expressed in continuous action. Disregard all negative influences and ally yourself with those who will encourage you to follow through with your plans and purpose. Number 3. People often refuse to take chances in business because they fear the criticism that may follow if they fail. The fear of criticism in such cases is stronger than the desire for success. Too many people refuse to set high goals for themselves because they fear the criticism of others. Number 4. Persistence is the direct result of habit. The mind absorbs and becomes a part of the daily experiences upon which it feeds. Fear, the worst of all enemies, can be effectively cured by forced repetition of acts of courage. Number 5. There is a magnificent reward for all who persist, and that is the privilege of writing your own ticket and making life yield whatever price is asked. Insights from Chapter 9. Number 1. Persistence creates faith, and from faith comes power. Power may be defined as organized and intelligently directed knowledge. Power also refers to organized effort sufficient to enable an individual to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent. Number 2. Knowledge is converted into power by organizing it into definite plans and by expressing those plans in terms of action. If your plans require vast sums of information, you must induce others to cooperate with you before you can inject into your plans the necessary element of power. Number 3. Organized effort is produced through the coordination of effort of a group of 2 or more people who work toward a definite end in a spirit of harmony. This group is referred to as the mastermind, and its formation is the 9th step to riches. Number 4. The mastermind principle has 2 characteristics. The first is economic and the other psychic. Economic advantages may be created when you surround yourself with the cooperation of a group of people who are willing to lend wholehearted aid in a spirit of perfect harmony. Number 5. The human mind is a form of energy, a part of it being spiritual in nature. When the minds of 2 or more people are coordinated in a spirit of harmony, the spiritual units of energy of each mind form an affinity which constitutes the psychic feature of the master mind. Insights from Chapter 10. Number 1. Transmutation is the changing or transferring of one form of energy into another. The transmutation of sexual energy is the 10th step to acquiring riches. Number 2. Sexual desire is the most powerful of human desires. Its exercise in proper relation and proportion to all other aspects of life is positive and healthy. People who are driven by this desire can channel it to develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability. Number 3. When redirected constructively, this motivating force may be used as powerful creative forces in literature, art, or any other undertaking, including the accumulation of riches. Number 4. The transmutation of sexual energy calls for the exercise of willpower. The desire for sexual expression is natural and should not be repressed. However, it should be given an extra outlet through forms of expression which enrich the body, mind, and spirit. Insights from Chapter 11. Number 1. The subconscious mind consists of a field of consciousness in which every impulse of thought or sensation that reaches the objective mind through any of the 5 senses is classified and recorded, and from which thoughts may be recalled. Number 2. The subconscious mind receives and files sense impressions or thoughts regardless of their nature. You may voluntarily plant in your subconscious mind any plan, thought, or purpose which you desire to translate into its physical or monetary equivalent. Number 3. The subconscious mind is more susceptible to influence by impulses of thought which are mixed with feelings or emotion than by those originating solely in the reasoning portion of the mind. Number 4. 7 major negative emotions automatically inject themselves into the thought impulses, which ensures their passage into the subconscious mind. These emotions are fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, and anger. Number 5. 7 major positive emotions must be injected through the principle of autosuggestion: desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, and hope. Master these 7 emotions, and the other positive emotions will be at your command when you need them. Number 6. Positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. It is your responsibility to make sure that positive emotions dominate your mind. Form the habit of applying and using positive emotions, and eventually they will completely overshadow the negative ones. That's the 11th step to riches. Insights from Chapter 12. Number 1. Every human brain is capable of picking up thought impulses that originate in the brains of others. That means that every human brain is also capable of transmitting its thought impulses. Operation of these mental stations with the help of autosuggestion is the 12th step to riches. Number 2. Creative imagination is the mechanism by which intuition and hunches seem to spring out of thin air, and by which two or more people, working closely together in a state of intense concentration and focus, seem to anticipate each other's next thoughts, actions, insights, and even actual words. Number 3. When highly stimulated, the mind becomes more receptive to thought impulses that somehow reach it from sources outside itself. This stimulation is caused by powerful emotions, either positive or negative. Only highly intensified thought impulses are transmitted from one brain to another through this mysterious and still not understood process. Number 4. Thus, creative imagination is the receiving set of the brain through which thought impulses are picked up. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, is the sending station of the brain through which thought impulses are broadcast. Insights from Chapter 13. Number 1. The 13th step to riches, the final step, is known as the sixth sense. This principle is the apex of the Think and Grow Rich philosophy. It can be assimilated, understood, and applied only by first mastering the other 12 principles. Number 2. The sixth sense is that portion of the subconscious mind that has been referred to as creative imagination. Understanding of the sixth sense comes only by meditation through mind development from within. Number 3. The sixth sense most likely is the medium of contact between the finite human mind and the infinite intelligence of the universe. Thus, it is a mixture of both the mental and the spiritual, and the point at which the human mind connects with the universe. Number 4. Through the aid of the sixth sense, you will be warned of impending dangers in time to avoid them and notified of opportunities in time to embrace them. Number 5. So far, science has not discovered where the site of the sixth sense is located. Still, the fact remains that human beings do receive accurate knowledge through sources other than the 5 physical senses. Such knowledge generally is received when the mind is under the influence of extraordinary stimulation.